So today's webinar is on hope and joy. It's part of our series, A Wildflower Path, Navigating Wellness Through Life Seasons. This is our fourth session out of 6, and today's session is titled, A Blossoming Flower. Nope. It's about hope and joy. My name is Amanda Lyon, and I'm a training and technical assistant specialist for the National Center on Domestic Violence, Trauma, and Mental Health. Leading today's webinar is Jasmin Brandow, a consultant and co-founder of Humankind Workshop. We are also joined today by special guest Songiné Clarke, the program manager for Sista Afya Community Mental Wellness in Chicago, Illinois. Our center is headquartered in Chicago, the unceded homelands of the Council of the Three Fires, the Odawa, Ojibwe, and Potawatomi nations. We invite each person to learn about the land you are connected to, and one resource to get started is the website native-land.ca. So today's webinar, Rays of Sunshine, Cultivating Hope and Joy. As we are holding gentle space for each other today, knowing that we, our families, and our communities may be under a lot of stress, I want to start with just a short gratitude practice to bring us together. Gratitude can help us to reframe our perspectives and build hope when we're in tough times. Gratitude can help to support our mindfulness as we are more grounded in the present so that we can find those small moments of joy. And it reminds us to focus on some of the things we can control in our lives. One gratitude practice is journaling. This might look like keeping a small notebook and writing down 3 things that you're grateful for each day. When we're under stress, it's even more important to look for touch points in our daily lives that bring us back to the present and offer hope. So let's share a community gratitude practice. And if you feel like you are ready to, if you could share 1, 2, or 3 things that you are grateful for today in the chat. And if you're needing some inspiration, you could think about maybe there's even just a part of your body you appreciate, something that you own that's useful or comforting to you, something you value, someone who's helped you, something you like about yourself. Wonderful. We're getting some messages coming in. Maybe there's music or something that made you laugh or smile today. I can say that my cats definitely made me laugh today, being goofballs. I was really grateful during my morning walk to see the baby bunnies hopping around and hearing all the birds singing. And so while you're responding, I would also love to see if Jasmin and Songiné would like to share. Jasmin, would you like to share what you're grateful for today?
Sure. Thank you, Amanda. Being outside earlier, some of us were talking about what it feels like today. It really feels like spring is here for many of us in different places. So feeling really grateful for the changing seasons. I look forward to the brighter greens, the brighter colors, the sweet smells of flowers and fruits that are going to be coming in the months to come. And then, of course, the new beginnings of spring. There are little baby chicks living, unfortunately, in the side of our house right now, outside the window. And I enjoyed hearing them chirping this morning, too. What
Thank
about
you
you,
so much,
Songiné?
Jasmin.
Thanks, Amanda.
I am also grateful for the weather. I'm located in Chicago. And so I feel like it's usually a long drive to the sunshine and warm weather. And so I am grateful for that. I feel like Chicago comes alive during this time. And I am also grateful for, speaking of cat videos on social media. I saw this cute one of a cat imitating someone dancing, and it was just so adorable. It was cute. That definitely made my day.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. And as I look at the chat, I see so many people sharing that they're grateful for their families. Someone's about to be a first-time mom, feeling grateful for the present moment. Um, Lots of gratitude for aspects of nature, our pets, our wonderful coworkers, oh, just being able to have some health, grandkids. Yeah, sunny skies. A lot of us are really feeling that beautiful spring energy. Oh, it's Thursday. That's a good one. Yeah, really grateful for our spirituality. So wonderful. And, you know, just take a moment with all of this sharing and notice just with this simple practice, but being a community practice, how does it feel to share gratitude in the community? And even just looking at all of these things that everyone is sharing, what they're grateful for. And maybe that helps us to even bring more things to mind about, the beauty and wonder we can have in our daily lives. Before I turn it over to Jasmin, I wanted to share a quote from Michael J. Fox, the actor, which my husband reminded me of this morning. And it is, with gratitude, optimism is sustainable. And if you can find something to be grateful for, then you can find something to look forward to, and you can carry on. And sometimes I think that's what we need, is to remember that we just got to carry on where we are. So thank you for reminding me of even more things I had to be grateful for. And now I will turn it over to Jasmin to share some more about hope and joy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amanda. And hi again, Songiné. I'm delighted to be here with all of you today. I too want to start by sharing a quote. It's a poem though, and it's a beautiful offering from Nayyirah Waheed. It reads, "You do not have to be a fire for every mountain blocking you. You could be a water and soft river your way to freedom too." The piece is called Options, and it reminds me of the choices I have that I might not always notice, especially when things feel difficult or impossible. In any given moment, if we can focus on what makes us feel hopeful, it becomes a choice that we get to make more and more, or a practice that we get to experience. And as nice as this sounds, these feelings and felt senses are not always accessible to us. Having hope or being hopeful may not always feel good. In her essay, A Few Rules About Predicting the Future, Octavia Butler, Afrofuturist and science fiction writer, says, "The one thing that I and my main characters never do when contemplating the future is give up hope. In fact, the very act of trying to look ahead to discern possibilities and offer warnings is in itself an act of hope." I deeply appreciate this reminder. Some of us may believe that feelings of hope must flutter around us, calling up imagery of butterflies, rainbows, glitter, and maybe for some of us it does feel like that some of the time. But it doesn't have to feel that way or any particular way. During hard times, hope really shapes what we envision as possible. Hope is rooted in what we're really dealing with and steers us toward a better future. We can feel angry, sad, or frustrated and still be hopeful. Now, thinking about joy as a feeling, as an experience, it's really multifaceted. There's joy as it relates to wonder, glee, delight, drawing on our excitement. And then there's joy as it relates to ease, comfort, satisfaction, drawing on contentment. Many of us experience joy as it relates to belonging with loved ones and connecting with our communities, drawing on being a part of something much, much bigger than ourselves. The work I get to do as a consultant is a lot about exploration, noticing patterns, and revealing new choices, new meaning, new beliefs, new ways of being, for groups who are really interested in that kind of expansion. It's mostly applied to transforming organizational cultures. However, As Prentice Hemphill, therapist, embodiment coach, and writer, teaches us, social transformation and personal transformation have to happen together. We neglect ourselves or our growth and our rush to change what is external. When we do, we fracture and succumb to what we're unwilling to face. For as long as I can remember, I've believed, and this is like almost another way of feeling out this social to personal. And it's that the more we learn to know, love, and understand ourselves, the more we learn to know, love, and understand each other. So I've always related to this, like the degree to which I can go this way with knowing and loving and appreciating deepens the degree to which I can go this way out to each and every one of you with a sense of knowing, understanding. This conversation actually feels like a good time for a self-compassion break, because this is really what we're talking about, like going together and going through together. So we invite you to follow along if this is interesting to you. This is going to be a very brief movement. And if it's not, that's totally okay. It'll only take a few minutes, and you're welcome to tend to whatever you need to for yourself in this time. So for those who want to practice this brief self-reflection break, I'm going to ask you to take a moment to consider a mildly stressful situation, not something that's too overwhelming, because we're just going to spend a few moments here, but something that's mildly stressful. And then we'll guide you through the 4 parts of the activity. As you're thinking about this and going through the activity, we invite you to either say the statements that resonate with you, either internally to yourself, and you may be sitting alone where you are, so also out loud to yourself, or if you're with other people, maybe you want to do this together. So however this works for you is great. So you've got a situation in mind that's mildly stressful. The first part of this practice is to acknowledge the struggle, practicing some mindfulness. So we might consider whatever our situation is, and we might say something like, this is a moment of suffering. Or I might say something like, I'm having a really hard time right now. Some other phrases to consider as you're thinking about how to acknowledge the stressful situation you might be experiencing in the day or in the moment. I feel, and then naming a discomfort, or simply just naming that this is stress. Next, recognize our common humanity, and frankly, your brilliant place in our shared humanity. So to take that I experience and to kind of map it out larger onto the collective, we might say something like, well, we all struggle sometimes. I know for myself, I often remind myself that I'm not the only one who feels this way. Everyone feels this way sometimes. So whatever that language is for you that supports you in recognizing where you are in our common humanity, maybe it's language like, I'm not alone. This is part of being human. But whatever that is, please take a moment to say that to yourself or out loud now. Next, we invite you to offer yourself some kindness. And for many of us, we like to incorporate some kind of touch here. So for some of us, it might be hands on our hearts. For some of us, it might be hands on our bellies. The way I've been feeling earlier when I was doing this, I had my hands on my head. So whatever feels right and in alignment with you. And then say to yourself, may I be kind to myself. Or may I be gentle and understanding with myself. So you can choose whatever kind of language around kindness works for you, but please give that to yourself now. Some other words if you're feeling stuck. May I give myself the compassion I need? May I learn to accept myself as I am? Lastly, after that 3-part process, please consider, what can I do right now to take care of myself? We'll give everyone just a few moments to either do that thing or make a note of what you'll do to take care of yourself right after our time together. Beautiful work, everyone. And Amanda, thank you so much for putting the guided instruction right into the chat so folks can feel free to continue to engage with this. And this is something you can always come back to. You can always return to this. So I'm not great with introductions, but I realized maybe I should share a little bit about myself, including some of the ways that I take care of me. I'm nurtured by many pursuits, including farming and shepherding. I've been raising a flock of 12 sheep for almost 2 years now, exploring fiber work that goes with the sheep, studying forestry and herbalism, feeding people. And the feeding people part means that I'm also prepping and savoring delicious, nutritious foods that I like to share with other people. So I love to eat. That's another thing that really, really fuels me up. In addition to being a farmer, I'm also a co-facilitator who co-imagines, co-creates, and co-leads learning experiences that bring people together. And I realize there are a lot of co's in there, but I wanted to really communicate that collaboration is an active daily practice for me. I work as part of a team to support folks engaging in difficult conversations and envisioning new futures for their work. Our approach embraces humility and healing while creating spaces for other people to find their own path in this journey of self-reflection, growth, and action. We integrate the spirit of play and patience for practice into everything that we design with organizations. And there's a really good reason for that. Given what we know about how people experience harm and trauma, the neurobiology of it all, we know that when people are experiencing fear reactions, our abilities to imagine and create are at a distance and likely out of reach, because that's how fear responses work for all of us as human beings. Now, if we want to move individuals and groups from here to there, or from where they are to where they want to be, we collectively want to get related to each other, get to know one another so we can generate some safety, ease, and playfulness. From that softer, easier, safer place, we can move more thoroughly to explore ideas and do so with less automatic reactions and more thoughtful and heartfelt responses. From this gentler state of being, we can more easily receive feedback with humility and integrate that feedback with care. We can actually be changed by what we learn. So you've all been listening to me for quite a moment. I want to pause and check the chat and ask if you would play for just a little bit with something lighthearted. If you would share either a joke or something else that brings you joy in the chat, we would love to read what you're sharing with us and bring it into the space. And don't worry, if you're feeling a little shy, we have some sample jokes that I might try out, but let's see what you say first. Share. Thanks, Amanda. So what kinds of things bring you joy? What kinds of jokes make you laugh? All right. My son named our scarecrow Steve Cobb. All right. I'll try a joke. Worship music. Thank you, Carly. All right. I'm going to try a joke. Let's see if folks respond. I'm going to give you a moment. How do you organize a space party? Who's heard that joke before? How do you organize a space party? You plan it. Oh my gosh, Mary. Have you heard the joke about the broken pencil? Never mind, it's pointless. It's fantastic. That's fantastic. Why can't you trust trees? They're a little shady. Loving the LOLs in the chat too. Thank you all so much. Thank you for sharing some of your jokes, some of your humor, and laughing a bit with us. Oh, one more to read. Okay. Why couldn't the leopard play hide and seek? Because he was always spotted. Ah, thanks you all so much, and for the laughter in the chat. I can actually like kind of feel it from over here. Now that was a shorter version, right? Checking in over the chat. We want to share another movement with you to be in the practice of noticing joy. And again, this is an invitation. If you'd like to participate, we welcome you to. So for those who want to do this, we ask for the noticing joy movement. If you have a piece of paper next to you, it can be a piece of scrap paper, whatever's there. And we just ask that you draw, let's say 4 squares. So you'll end up with something that looks a little bit like this. I know my notes are on the other side. Apologies for that. But just something that's got your 4 squares on a sheet of paper. Doesn't matter if anything's written on the other side. And then once you have your setup next to you, beautiful, we invite you to take a few minutes to draw or write about, depends on what feels most available for you today, to draw or write about 4 things that bring joy into your life. Kelly, I just saw your comment in the chat. It made me laugh. So think about what brings you joy. People, places, experiences, and please draw what comes to mind. Now, it might be an object, it might be a scene, maybe even an abstract representation of joy. And for those of us who might need a little bit of support with where to start, consider things like maybe your favorite song, your favorite movie. I told you I love to eat, so I'm going to say your favorite food. A joke, we just talked about a few. A memory or a place that makes you smile. There might be like a location that just lights you up when you think about it. For those of us who are sensory and tactile, what about sounds, smells, colors, or textures that delight you? Or maybe even just considering the best part of your day so far. So I want to give everyone a few moments to take some notes or do some doodles. And thank you. I see some folks are adding to the chat. Please, as you're coming up with things, please share that in the chat. So family, dog, friends, music. Kelly, when I read, somebody wrote this, like, I can't help but laugh at kids feeling extra naughty. That made me laugh because it made me think of mischief. Doing things that are mischievous and playful can kind of, like bring a lot of feelings of joy forward. Said that. Bluebells that are currently in bloom at the park. So for some of us, it's writing. For some of us, it's drawing, music, traveling. But in addition to talking about, either to ourselves or with other people, having other ways to express and notice joy and hope, contentment, ease can be a really beautiful practice. Grandchildren, God, family, cruising. I'm curious if cruising is like boat cruising or like cruising in a car, like flexing, because I like to do that. I have a feeling you might mean cruising on a boat, but either way, all kinds, yes, a boat, all kinds of cruising. Fantastic. Figure skating, going on a walk, babies laughing, aromatherapy, gratitude. This is beautiful. I'll read just a few more. Warm sun outside, dance parties. Yes, I was telling somebody earlier that part of the reason that I love May so much is because it's like warming up. We're doing a lot out on the farm, but then like I like to bring my music out there and like dance and take a break to stretch that way to keep myself feeling really alive, really enlivened by what I'm doing. Swing dancing. Ooh, family, nature, music, and the sunshine. Thank you all so much for everything that you offered. And I'm feeling a little bit brave. So I will show you that in preparation for our time together. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this. I'm going to do that thing where I hold it up. But Amanda asked me, why don't you doodle your joy? And then here's what I came up with. So I got things like wandering outside, laughing really hard with loved ones. Like when you're laughing so hard, people start like tearing up and falling over. There's my puppy, Lena. The food bowl. I already told Joel about that. I mentioned the yarn work stuff, but especially when it's a gift. I didn't know until doing this that I like doing that, but I especially like doing it when it's for someone else, like knitting, crocheting, that kind of stuff. And then last but not least, I included wandering inside. I had 2 extra squares than everyone else because I had a lot more time. But kind of spending time where I just get to think feelings I want to think and feel things I want to think about. I don't even know how to say that, but you know what I mean? Like be with myself. And that's something that really helps me to feel really energized and really excited for what's to come, what is and what's to come. Well, thank you all so much for everything that you've shared during our time together. In preparation for today, I've had the pleasure of getting to know our webinar guests just a little bit, and I'm really excited to introduce a little more and then pass the mic over to Songiné. Songiné Clarke is a writer, screen printer, and community organizer. As a community organizer, Songiné believes in using her voice to free herself and encourages others to do the same. whether through her writing or as the co-founder of the Black Women Revolutionary Study Group, a space dedicated to creating space for others to be seen and heard while learning about Black women revolutionaries. She believes in the transformative power of art, restorative justice, and community. Having spent years as an after-school art teacher, she is also a certified peace circle keeper. In her free time, Songiné enjoys dining out with friends, practicing yoga, and reading a good book.
Thank you so much, Jasmin. Hey, everybody. Like Jasmin said, my name is Songiné Clarke, and I'm the program manager at Sista Afya Community Care. It's truly an honor to speak with you all today. I want to take this time to share not just what I do, but why I do it and how the work I'm a part of has become a major source of hope for those who are longing for something we all need deeply: community. At Sista Afya, our mission is to sustain the mental wellness of Black women through affordable community care, education, and resource connection. As a program manager, my job is to ensure that our programs aren't just running, but are meaningful, inclusive, and empowering. I handle logistics, partnerships, event planning, and community outreach. But more than that, I help shape the spaces where healing and connection happen. Every workshop, support group, and community event we host is intentional. It's not just about services, it's about creating moments where people feel seen, valued, and supported. We are living in a time where isolation is real, physically, emotionally, and socially. Many people are yearning to be a part of something bigger than themselves, to know they're not alone in what they're going through. That's where our work becomes transformational. When someone walks into a Sista Afya event, maybe for the first time, they often carry stories of pain, silence, or burnout. But what they leave with is something different. They leave with a story of connection and a glimpse of what healing can look like in community. One of the most rewarding parts of my job is creating moments that spark connection. I remember when we had an open house at the Sista Afya office. So many people wanted to come in and learn about who we are and what we do. But what stuck out to me were the Black women who stayed till the last minute of our open house, laughing, connecting on their interests, and sharing stories of their mental health journeys. We weren't solving the world's problems, but in that moment, people felt seen and held. This wasn't even a workshop I coordinated, but I got to see something on a larger scale that I've often seen in our workshops. I've seen people walk into our events with hesitation and leave with phone numbers of new friends. I've seen tears turn into laughter. That's just not an event. That's just not event planning. That's building belonging. That's hope in action. This kind of work doesn't always make headlines, but it makes a difference, because when we create a community, we create resilience. When we foster connection, we disrupt cycles of isolation. And for Black women, that matters deeply, because we are often expected to carry so much, often alone. At Sista Afya, we say, you don't have to do this by yourself. And my job is to make sure those words aren't just comforting, but that they're lived out through every program we offer. So when I think about what I do as a program manager, I don't just think about spreadsheets and calendars. I think about the moments, the spaces where healing begins, the conversations that lead to breakthroughs, the strangers who become a community. It's an honor to do this work. And if you're someone who's searching for connection or ways to support others, know this: you have the power to create those moments too. Thank you all so much again for allowing me to be here and share space with you all.
Thank you so much, Songiné, for being here and sharing about your work. And at the end, we're also going to have an opportunity for those of you who may have questions to have more of a conversation with Songiné as well. But yeah, I love that how you speak about hope in action and how that really is infused in all of your programs and all the work that you do. Thank you so much. Next, I'm going to share an affirmation breathing practice. This particular practice comes from the book Moments of Mindfulness by Thich Nhat Hanh, and it pairs the breath with affirmations to help us to stay present and grounded. During this practice, just stay comfortable. If you feel discomfort at all, just return to normal breathing. So just taking a moment to get comfortable and follow along. You can breathe naturally and repeat these phrases as you breathe in a way that feels good to you. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Breathing in, my breath grows deep. Breathing out, my breath goes slowly. Breathing in, I feel calm. Breathing out, I feel ease. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release. Breathing in, I am in the present moment. Breathing out, I know it is a wonderful moment. And let's try it again together. Again, I know this can take a little getting used to. So as you feel ready, breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Breathing in, my breath grows deep. Breathing out, my breath goes slowly. Breathing in, I feel calm. Breathing out, I feel ease. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release. Breathing in, I am in the present moment. Breathing out, I know it is a wonderful moment. And let's try just one more time as you're getting comfortable. Maybe this time you can feel it a little more deeply. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Breathing in, my breath grows deep. Breathing out, my breath goes slowly. Breathing in, I feel calm. Breathing out, I feel ease. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release. Breathing in, I'm in the present moment. Breathing out, I know it is a wonderful moment. So just take a moment to notice if there's been any shifts in how you're feeling. If you try this practice on your own, you can use any phrases that resonate with you that you may or even may not choose to coordinate with the breath. So I would love for you to share in the chat if you have any favorite affirmations or things you like to use for helping you to feel maybe joy or hope or peace or calm or whatever it means to feel good. If you're not used to coordinating it with the breath, that's okay. Any affirmation. When I was thinking about this for myself and what I use, sometimes I just think, I'm okay. So sometimes it's just like, I could think, I'm okay, breathing in, breathing out, it's all okay. Just, I'm okay breathing in, I'm okay breathing out. Another one that I thought about was breathing in, I am enough. Breathing out, I let go. So sometimes I think about breathing in as potentially bringing something in that I want, breathing out, what do I want to let go of? And I know Songiné and Jasmin and I talked a little bit about this, and they had some beautiful ideas to share. Songiné, would you like to share some of your favorite phrases?
Sure. I know one for me is I am a worthy being just by being. So inhale, I am a worthy being. Exhale, just by being.
I love that. I love that. So simple and so powerful. And I know, Jasmin, you're thinking about this too.
Yeah. Oh, Sanjay, thank you. I love the ones that have been offered so far. And I feel like what Amanda was sharing earlier on the language of like, I'm okay, we're okay, or it's going to be okay is usually what comes up for me. So almost imagining like an inhale of like, we're okay, and an exhale of like, we got this. We're okay and we got this. And I'll tell you that yesterday something happened where I like tripped over my dog. I was panicking that I might have stepped on her. And my partner turned to me and said, you're okay. No, you're all right. She's all right. We're good. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's my, it's reflected back.
And I'll say it's like it's so helpful. It's like those simple things that sometimes we don't even think of as affirmations, but they really truly are, and they can be so powerful in our daily lives. And for some people, it's really helpful to think about coordinating it with the breath, but other people don't feel as comfortable with breathing practices, and it's okay just to use our minds too. So let me take a minute and look at, let's see, we've got from the chat, everything is working in my favor. Beautiful. May I think of myself with kindness. May I see myself with compassion. May I speak to myself with love. Beautiful. I am allowed to make mistakes. I deserve care and love. Let's see, and then we've got, I like to make prayer hands, and then let's see, kind thoughts, kind words, kind hearts. Very nice. Big opportunities are always coming my way. Beautiful. I breathe in Jesus. I breathe out fear. Like thinking about our spiritual or religious or faith connections can be so powerful and when we're under stress. I deserve safety, support, and respect because I breathe. Oh, good. I love these. Everything is always working towards my highest good. I can do this and I'm doing this. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you all so much for sharing. I'm going to definitely have to save some of these because they're beautiful. And I wanted to share one more closing practice, the loving kindness meditation. Maybe some of you have heard of this before. It's also called metta or maitri. It does originate from Buddhism, and it's about fostering compassion for ourselves and for others through using positive phrases. So the first step in loving kindness meditation is to direct phrases towards ourselves for healing and kindness. You can place your hands over your heart or wherever it feels supportive or comfortable to you. And we repeat these phrases to ourselves. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be peaceful and at ease. Now, next, you can expand your loving kindness to someone you care about. So, thinking about someone in your life, you can use the phrases incorporating the word you. So, holding a person in your heart that you care about. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be peaceful and at ease. And then I would like to do one final step. And because we're in this space of community and we're all, I think, really feeling the power of community healing together, let's all hold space for each other and use these phrases using the word we. So, may we be happy. May we be well. May we be safe. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be well. May we be happy. May we be safe. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be well. May we be happy. May we be safe. May we be peaceful and at ease. And again, just take a moment to notice how that practice feels. And again, if you try this on your own, you can choose any words or phrases that feel right or meaningful to you. So, as a closing to this practice, I would love to see in the chat if there are other wishes you would like to send to each other today. As part of our theme, I would like to add, may we feel joy together. And Songiné, would you like to share a wish for everyone?
Yes. I would like to share, may we experience liberation.
Beautiful, thank you. And Jasmin, would you like to share?
Mine adds to what Songiné offered. May we be free.
May we be free. Beautiful. I really appreciate trying to think of how, we hold space for each other, especially in challenging times. We got another one. May we feel loved. May we be safe. Yes. Yes. And knowing the importance of how we're holding each other. May we feel resilient. May we all experience hope and chances to rest. May we feel heard. May we feel our own power. May we feel connected to something higher. Thank you, Suzanne. Suzanne expressing gratitude for guiding and inspiring each other today. and may we feel refreshed. So I'm hoping, for me, this webinar has been a beautiful experience, sharing space with all of you and Jasmin and Songiné. And I do feel that, feel a little refreshed actually after going through these practices and having such an uplifting discussion. And may we remember too to try to hold that kind of space for each other. Let's see, I know we've got a couple more wishes. May we all know love. May we feel respected. Beautiful. I love thinking about how we're sharing with each other. Beautiful. Thank you, everyone. And I'd also like to open space up now. If anybody has any questions or anything they'd like to hear more about from any of us or Songiné, if you have any questions about the program, yeah, feel free to continue sharing in the chat. You can also continue sharing your wishes. You've got, may we feel valued. Beautiful.
And then Amanda and Songiné, I just noticed that Kelly's asking, what is the best way to connect a potential client with Sista Afya?
Sorry, I was trying to figure out how to make sure the question pops up. But yes, so if you want to stay connected with Sista Afya's work or connect a client with Sista Afya, you can go to our website. I believe it's in the chat, but we can put it in there again, communitycare.sistaafya.com. And under our services, you can see what services we offer. And so if you want to connect a client with a therapist, we have our Thrive in Therapy program where they can connect with therapists in Chicago. That's where we're located. And we also have peer supporters as well. And peer support is a low barrier form of therapy where our peer supporters with lived experience as well are taken, new peers to support and talk with.
And we also hope that, these stories that you're hearing, like with the kind of programs that are offered at Sista Afya, are also inspirational to keep us thinking creatively about what we can do within our programs too. And that there are so many possibilities for building, healing communities together.
I noticed another question. I don't know if this was answered yet from Cynthia in the chat. What area is Sista Afya?
Oh yeah, in Chicago on the south side, but we see people throughout the county area in Illinois.
Thank you, everyone. We'll give it a little bit more time to see if we have any more questions. We're definitely open to hear your questions and thoughts.
Appreciating all the gratitude in the chat. We're so grateful that you were able to be with us and chose to spend your time with us today. So thank you too so much.
And Christine has shared the survey in the chat also. So let us know how the webinar went for you today. Well, thank you. We really are so grateful to everyone who was able to be here today. And we're so grateful to our interpreters, to everyone on the National Center team who has supported this. Please, again, check out the survey in the chat. And within the next week or so, we will all send you a follow-up email, which will have a link to today's recording. And you will also receive a certificate of attendance for your time, and the webinar survey will come again in that email. So thank you again so much, and I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, and we look forward to maybe seeing you at our next month's webinar, continuing our series. All right.
Amazing. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jasmine and Songiné, and I think we can stop the recording at this point. So nice to see everyone.